Before they got intimate, Jack started dancing for Mary. Just then, her best friend sent a text message, demanding to know why she was stealing her boyfriend. Mary was busy replying to her friend's message, while Jack danced with abandon. Neither of them noticed that a masked man had quietly slipped into the room, and once inside, he brutally murdered Jack. But because the music was so loud, Mary was completely unaware of what had happened. When she turned around and saw the masked man standing before her, she thought Jack was playing a prank on her. It wasn't until she saw him pull out a knife that Mary realized Jack had been murdered. Mary began to struggle with the masked man, but just as the moment of greatest danger arrived, a boy walked in. Mary quickly called for help, but unexpectedly, the boy thought she was having sex with Jack, so he left. Mary ended this loop once again. The next second, accompanied by a blood-curdling scream, she woke up again in Jack's bed. Then she pulled up her pants and ran out without looking back. On the way, seeing a scene that had played out at least twice before, Mary fled back to the dorm in a panic. She boarded up all the windows with planks. When her roommate invited her to a party, Mary flatly refused. Then she plopped down on her bed, ready to eat the birthday cake her roommate had given her. A sound caught her attention, so Mary grabbed a hammer and inspected the room again. But after a thorough check, she found nothing out of the ordinary. Just as she was returning to her bedroom, a dark shadow had already appeared behind her. The next second, accompanied by Mary's scream, Jack was startled as well. This time, Mary was on the verge of breaking down. She pulled up her pants and ran out of the dorm without looking back. As the world spun dizzyingly around her, she suddenly stumbled right into Jack's arms. At that moment, seeing Jack, whom she saw every morning when she woke up, Mary felt as if she'd found a pillar of support. Soon after, the two of them went to a cafe. With two black eyes, Mary told Jack about her experience of being trapped in an endless loop. She had expected Jack to laugh at her for being crazy, but to her surprise, he believed her story without hesitation. Mary felt that only by finding the murderer could she completely break the cycle. So, with Jack's help, the two compiled a list of potential suspects. And so, under cover of night, she went to the first suspect. But when she saw the boy inside the room doing something pleasurable to her photo, she immediately ruled him out as a suspect. However, just as Mary was about to turn and leave, the masked man had already appeared behind her. After several days of continuous, proactive attempts, all of which ended in failure, Mary's body began to buckle under the pain of death. That morning, she collapsed immediately after coming back to life and was rushed to the hospital. But the moment she opened her eyes, she saw the masked man enter the ward. Just as Mary was overcome with fear, she realized it was a trick of. She sneaked out of the ward and, right under the nurse's nose, slipped into the doctor's office. But to her surprise, she discovered a mask hidden in a drawer. At that moment, Mary realized with horror that the doctor was the very person who wanted to kill her. Just as this thought crossed her mind, the doctor found Mary. However, the real masked man appeared behind the doctor, so Mary had no choice but to flee all the way to the rooftop. But, preoccupied with looking back to the next second, she accidentally fell from the 20th floor.